Excellency Mr. Mohammed Jamal. Honorable Minister, we were talking about the beauty of the planet seen from outer space, and I think the Maldives is ground testament of real beauty. And the Maldives has also benefited from its integration into the high-end tourism value chain, and it has done so in a sustainable way. And as former Deputy Minister of Tourism, you can certainly take credit for the success of this model. Now, with the pandemic-induced collapse of the tourism market, what technology innovation will help the Maldives diversify its economy and achieve sustainable development? And how has the Maldives, as an archipelago nation with atolls scattered across a very wide geographic area, been addressing the digital divide? Over to you, Mr. Jamal.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tiziana, for the lovely introduction. Very good afternoon, all the way from Maldives, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to say that as you introduced, Maldives is a beautiful country. We have been welcoming millions of tourists, mainly from Europe, China, Asia, and from all over the world. It is unbelievable that we have to face this pandemic. We have to shut down our main airport. We have to close down all our world-class lovely resorts. We have to send back a lot of our staff to their home islands. This is unprecedented. We never thought that it would happen. For me, having worked at the Ministry of Tourism and also to promote Maldives as a destination, which is very close to my heart, I never came across that we might have to face a day like this. But that is today's reality. As you have to mention, I think being a small island nation, a lot of people may think that the challenges that we have to face might be simple. But I have to say that although we are a small country, although our population is less than 500,000, but the challenges that we have to address, the solutions that we have to provide are not so simple. It is proportionate to many developed world. Since the pandemic of COVID-19, we have to really rethink how we look at things, how we work, and how we live. We have been working on digitalizing our government for a long time. Since early 90s, we have embarked on ambitious plan of having a nationwide coverage, telephone coverage. Late 90s, we had formulated a strategy to provide internet to the Maldives. And from 2000 onwards, we are working on providing fiber broadband to home and also increase the mobile network coverage. I think on those fronts, we have achieved a lot. But obviously, Maldives is a small country. Maldives is a very well educated, has a very well educated population. The demand, the aspirations of our youth are very high. We need to work on the speed of the internet. We need to work on the affordability of the internet. Of course, we need to work on the aspirations of these young people, and government has been working on it. The pandemic has taught us many lessons. That the government simply cannot be outdated. We cannot work on conventional technologies. We have to be updated. We have to be more open. People should be able to get government services online. I think those are some of the lessons that we have learned. And also on our agricultural sector, you may understand Maldives is a group of thousands of islands, to be particular, 1,200 islands, out of which locals live in almost 200 islands, and we have roughly over 200 resorts exclusive for the tourists. But this pandemic have told us since the transportation system is totally stopped, all the domestic airports being shut down or the transport mechanism on hold, the government cannot simply uh, stay and look. We need to deliver our government services. So we were quick. We were quite well prepared, I would say, from the past presentations that you would understand in terms of testing. We were one of the best in South Asia region. Our honorable President Ibrahim Mohammed Solih, have been having virtual meetings daily to brief all the stakeholders. So we had teams in place where all the necessary things were discussed, and we were very proactive. So, but I think that the main challenge for us was the geographical isolation of our islands. That was in one way a benefit, one way an advantage, because living in small islands means that the connectivity to outside world, to other islands, are limited. Only people can, because the transportation channel was stopped, so people were quite safe. But the cost of this stop, the cost of shutting down our international airport, the cost of closing down all the resorts, made it very difficult to sustain the economy. As you may know, our tourism industry contributes almost 28% of our GDP, and it is over 60% of our total foreign receipts. So it is not simply easy for the government to keep people in isolation, keep people in quarantine, and also have lockdown all the cities. That is not an easy decision that we took, but we had to take it. I think moving forward, what we need to understand, what we need to do is embrace modern technology. I think we need to work on the agricultural sector. Precision agriculture is, of course, very important. We have 2 monsoons. Agricultural sector is having a really hard time in this pandemic, also in overall, because of the monsoon, and also because of availability of technology. I think moving forward, that is an area that we could work. We need to have the government need to be more ready. We have to have a better e-government in place to deliver our government services. To that end, our ministry and relevant stakeholders are working a lot. One of the things that we learn from, I think, the developed world is that we can indeed practice work from home, but being a small island nation in the Asia, we need to establish this mechanism which can be more practical. We understood that we have to teach, and also there's a learning curve. One thing is, of course, the digital divide. The issue was less a problem in capital Mali, but moving ahead, in other atolls, it is also a challenge. So we, as a government, we are working very hard to minimize the digital divide. I would like to note that 75% of our population has access to fiber to home. We have over 50% digital connectivity in access to internet. We have in the past conducted very successful campaigns of making people aware to internet, how to use it. I think in that end, we are leading in Asia region. I think, some of the question could be answered at a later stage, but I would like to note that this is an important beginning. We would like to work, we would like to collaborate better with UN ESCAPE, and to that end, I would like to thank Ms. Amida for her cooperation. We have already established a working model with our Permanent Secretary and also our staff. We would like to be part of the South Asia corridor. We would like to increase diversity of international submarine cable systems that are landing in Maldives. I think all these things will prepare the government and the people for the generation post-COVID era. With that, I would like to end my remark, and I would like to once again thank UN ESCAPE and organizer for giving us this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for sharing those very important experiences. And in particular, I note the emphasis that you put on the role of government policy leadership in bridging the digital divide and in transforming societies to the digital societies of the future. The rollout of your fiber optic cable, fiber to the home,